Welcome everybody. My name is Lars Fontinen. I want to welcome you to a short presentation about silver sentiment cycles. Today I want to present three things to you. First of all, we are today have on the weekend, it's November the 15th, 2014, so you will get an up-to-date real-time market analysis on the situation in silver right now. The second thing is I will provide you with an insight in the Dynamic Cycle Explorer toolset. And the third thing is, and this is quite interesting, that this analysis is based on online mute data provided by PsychSignal, which is a new provider providing emotions data to be able to analyze. So, and I will show you how to use WhenToTrade in combination with such interesting data providers here. So first of all, let's start. What is PsychSignal? PsychSignal is focused on the discovery and processing of sentiment signals. It's a quite new provider. So here's a short extract on what they are doing. So the primary thing is that they do monitor the online conversation, and this is a quite new thing. So they are not using financial data sets to monitor sentiment or emotions. They will monitor online conversations by people. So, and what they do is they sort it in expressions of emotion or attitude. So they scan Twitter, stock tweets, chat rooms, discussion forums, and whatever is available on the World Wide Web, and they are looking for expression of emotions. So if a lot of people tweet like Amazon will go up, I want to buy Amazon, I think Amazon is a good company, then they will count it as a bullish sentiment towards Amazon. And they collect all information regarding stocks, indices, markets, and whatsoever. What they do then in the second step is they aggregate millions of expressions to arrive at a picture for the crowd mood in real time. So, and this is really interesting. They collect all these millions of data sets, which is available during the web. They interpret the emotions and they provide a composite signal regarding bullish and bearish sentiment in the markets. They do not interpret these signals or predict these signals. So what PsychSignal is doing, they provide you with the raw data set. So what you need now is an tool set or engine which can read this data. And now WhenToTrade comes into place with our cycles knowledge. So first of all, you can access the PsychSignal data via the API with direct access from the WhenToTrade platform, or even they provide the data via the Quandl data feed here. So here's just the situation. They have the bullish bearish sentiment index collected by the mood and expressions for the iShares Silver Trust here. So this is the data set provided here. Looks quite strange, so not easy to read. But however, let's see how our cycles tools may help us here. So the first step is, let's populate this data. So if you download the data from PsychSignal or from Quandl, which is freely available, you will get these daily information per day with bullish and bearish indices from PsychSignal. What I've here just done, just for demonstration purposes, we are just we are subtracting the bearish index from the bullish index to get a composite silver sentiment score. So this is the score just calculated in an Excel spreadsheet, just quite simple. And afterwards, we will now import this composite silver sentiment index for our cycle analysis into WhenToTrade. And here's how it looks like. So we here have a chart dated from 2010 up to today in 2014. The black here is the PsychSignal bullish bearish composite indicator here, and just to make it a little bit more readable, I've added just a smoothing engine here from the WhenToTrade platform. This is the red line which smoothes out this sentiment information here. Okay, I think the raw data is unreadable if you do it in the raw way. So now we need to check what to do with it. So if you're familiar with sentiment and the outcome of our first book, Decoding the Hidden Market Rhythm, Dynamic Cycles, you will be aware of that sentiment does not jump abruptly from one level to the other. So especially mood and sentiment moves and changes in cycles. So this raw data is a perfect data set to apply our dynamic cycles toolset and to see whether we are able to detect dynamic cycles within these data information here. So this will be done in the next step. So what we're doing with the WhenToTrade platform is we will use the Dynamic Cycle Explorer, which is a tool set which automatically detects and predicts the active dominant cycle within these data set. And the important part is it will be updated at each new data point. So it's not about a static cycle projection. It's about a dynamic projection, whether the cycle phasing and amplitude and length information might change from bar to bar. So the Dynamic Cycle Explorer is able to track the dominant cycle within a given frame. So we don't give him the concrete cycle lengths. We just set the minimum and maximum. So we just use the long-term built-in standard preset to look for cycles. Press OK. We then align it, and this is the reason why we've chosen the smoothing engine here with the red data, just to a high somewhere in the past to see whether a cycle can be detected. So, and this is how the chart looks like now with the sentiment index and our Dynamic Cycle Explorer here in the lower end. So what you see here is that our Dynamic Cycle Explorer was able to detect a cycle with a length of 170 bars. This is the blue theoretical cycle here, which can be seen here. And what's quite interesting here, that the red price or not price, it's the sentiment data cycle, matches perfectly to the theoretical cycle. So once you see this information, you have quite a valid cycle projection here. So what our toolset has been able to show is that there is a real dominant cycle within the sentiment data with a length of 170 bars. So, and this has been detected automatically here. So, and the other point is that this is why I'm just publishing this information right now. You see the current situation we have here today based on this analysis. This is where we are on the cycle right today. So, however, this has nothing to do with financial data set right now. This is just the dominant cycle analysis on the sentiment data provided by the PsychSignal information for the silver markets here. So the next step is to see if these dominant cycle based on the sentiment information can be mapped with price information from silver to see if this cycle has an impact or can be seen also in the price behavior of silver. So this is what we do next. We will just match these sentiment information here in the lower area of the window now with the real silver market or the iShares silver index here, which is plotted here in the upper window half. And this is now what WhenToTrade is able to plot. So here we have real price and trading information, while in the lower window we just use our sentiment data, which is absolutely independent from the financial markets here. So now what you see is here that the lows and highs of the cycle are just marked on the chart. So here we have a low in the sentiment cycle, here was a low in the sentiment cycle, here a high in the sentiment cycle, here a low in the sentiment cycle, here the next high in the sentiment cycle, then we have the next low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, and now we're where we are today, low here. So, and this is quite interesting here, or fascinating. So we have a real perfect alignment from the sentiment cycles here within the price data set. So this detected cycle, which is quite dominant and active today, can be seen within the real price information here. And this is what I wanted to show you now, that if you're able to detect these kind of sentiment cycles within independent data sets from price information here, it's quite interesting to track these kind of cycles in the real trading area here. And you see where we are in the cycle here today. So finally, to give it a short summary here, I would really recommend to use the PsychSignal information on sentiment and combine it with our WhenToTrade toolset regarding cycles. So PsychSignal delivers aggregated sentiment data by accurately measuring and aggregating millions of individual emotions. So I call it online mood. It's quite impressive what they're doing. What we can do with WhenToTrade now, we deliver the cycle analysis and prediction models for dynamic and dominant cycle analysis on top of that. So WhenToTrade adds a real-world trading predictive model for financial markets. And this is a separate skill set on top of the sentiment data creation. So, and to sum it up, sentiment does not jump from one state to the other. It moves in cycles. Therefore, the combination of state-of-the-art sentiment data delivered from PsychSignal with our latest cycle analysis prediction tools delivers a truly unique view on financial markets. So please do your own analysis. The PsychSignal data is available, the WhenToTrade toolset. I've just provided all information in my first book, Decoding the Hidden Market Rhythm. You see the combination and how it looks like on the markets today. Thanks for listening.